Alright, so for this video, we're doing a shadow taper on the sides and the back, and we're keeping the bangs long in the front. But with the shadow taper, it's going to be freestyled the entire way through. So here, we did want the ice picks to be pretty evident. So instead of going in with the clippers all the way closed, I'm going to go in with my walls all the way open just to freehand some space and kind of give myself a rough draft. Here I'm going against the grain, raking upward so I can create a gradient level that isn't as low as me just going in with my blade all the way open and flicking up, but like right up under it, so that now as you see me going in with my clipper over comb method, I can kind of transition that gradient level into itself, and it'll just allow me to do less work at the end. Honestly, I try to eliminate as many steps as possible nowadays since I'm progressing. I think the more steps you eliminate, the faster your time is and the less room you have for error. So here I do still take my time and try to get those areas at least as transition as possible for the meantime, so that I can not have too much overhang when I go in and do the edge up, and also to where I don't have to go in and try to recreate a taper that I already did. So I try to make sure everything is flush and looking as clean as possible before I go into the next step. And now I'm going in with my FX3s. These are zero gaps, fresh out the box, but I did have to reduce some of that just a tad bit because they were biting fresh out the box as well. So I had to make sure I did keep it close enough but still safe enough at the same time. And now I'm going in and I'm creating my rough edge just so that I can have a reference to look forward to at the end of it. This isn't how long I'm keeping the ice picks altogether. Honestly, I'm just making sure everything flows together naturally. And I say the best way to get this exactly how you want it is to just go through the entire C-cut motion all the way down, and then towards the back of it where you're like closer to the ear, that's where you go in and try to close the space at, to where it won't go too far back and it won't be making it look like it's slanted downwards instead of just being like straight aligned with the rest of the head shape. And now just debulking the back. I did go in with the clip over comb method because I felt like putting a guide on there and trying to make it to where I'm creating hard lines was going to be extra work, and I did have somebody else waiting for me, so I did want to try to speed it up as much as possible. And with this method here, I learned this from watching cosmetologists whenever they first comb the hair before they go to flat iron it or curl it or something like that. This kind of helps you just separate those hairs and follow your passages instead of having to just go into one area not knowing where you want to attack first. It'll kind of just help you see where those hairs are flowing at, and then you just hit it along those guys. And here I'm freehanding it again, just going into all that bulk, scooping out. And then once I see areas that need some refining, then I go in with my comb, do the clip over comb method. And then you see me right there using the back of the comb, just trying to find where it's leveled at. So some levels were a little higher than others, but I did have to make some adjustments. And that's kind of what you use your implements for. Your instruments for, just so that you can implement them in certain areas where it may not be as evident of like what you're trying to accomplish. So you just go in there and pull away from it. Alright, so now I'm making sure I do go into this and still just debunk everything that I was doing before. So I had to take a nice little break between. I mean, now we're in the aftermaths, but yeah, just pushing forward a little bit. So I'm trying to make sure I get at least half of the silhouette that I'm looking for, because this is really free-handed, literally the entire way through, just with clipper and comb and blade open to close method. So here, still using that method of just combing the hair up and flicking out whatever falls down, just so it can flow into itself naturally. And you can see it's kind of like building the shape gradually, but a little bit of it is visible. Whenever you take the comb, you can kind of see what's hanging over a little more than expected. So it kind of just lets you get like a preview of it before you lay it down again. So now I'm going in with the regular raking method. Before I did the reverse raking method, and this is just allowing me to still clean everything up pretty neatly. And I try to do half of it first. Is if it was already rough drafted, and you know what I mean, like he had a haircut, let's say maybe a month before or a couple weeks before, then it would have been a little different, because I would have been able to see where I was already working at. But since I was just creating it for the first time, I had to at least make sure I knew what my base was first before I moved on. And if you hear any like little noises in the background, it's the baby doing his bits for the video as well. So now I'm going in, still just flicking up at everything. Since we are keeping it compressed, I do want to just clean it up to where it flows with the silhouette, and not really take anything too high, because the whole objective here is to keep the taper tight and then let the hair flow loosely, whichever direction that it wants to go naturally. And here you see me just kind of like cleaning up a little bit of those areas, trying to just get some of that bulk out of there. As you can see, they got like some hard lines still, but it's flowing perfectly with everything. And that's what I use the topaz for usually whenever I'm going in and just trying to debulk certain areas. Here you can see the taper. This is how it looks in the front, how everything just flows past the eyebrows. This is the look he was going for. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this as much as my client did. And we'll be back with more videos pretty soon. I might do something different, not just any like regular haircut videos, but something a little more intricate, kind of bring some juice to the scene, you know what I mean? So you guys stay tuned for that as well.